Hello and welcome to another episode of FPL Escapades. My name is Kshitij, and finally, after 4 game weeks, I'm back with my band of brothers Akshay and Anand uh, to look at the Game Week 14 preview. If you're new here, please do consider liking and subscribing to our channel. It really helps us grow as a new channel. And now, jumping to our weekly dose of Fantasy Premier League. Akshay Anand, welcome, guys. Akshay, welcome back. It's been some time that we've all sat down together and talked about football. How has your game week been, Akshay?
Well, the game week wasn't very kind to me. I scored 41 points, so that's even below average, but did not suffer much rank wise because I just dropped from 1.5 to 1.6 million. But having said that, great to be podding with you guys again. Yeah.
Absolutely, it's a pleasure to have you back, man. And Anand, welcome back, man. I hope your game week fared better than the last one, did it?
Better than the last one, but just 49 points. So the last time was even worse. But yeah, this time 49 is uh, not a great game week, especially with Bruno captain blanking. But the only highlight of my game week was that I had Rashford in my team. Apart from that, let's see how it goes in the next game week.
Absolutely. Even my game week was not that great. I also had Captain Bruno and um, like Akshay and we all were discussing. It was a rare occasion where KDB and Bruno both blanked, most captained. Salah, anyone who captained Salah did actually take the cake, or Son for that matter. I scored around 51, and thankfully I did see green arrows. I mean, I think it was that kind of a game week for everybody. Robertson, Martinez, Salah returned for me. So did Son, Bamford, and DCL. But yeah, that kind of a game week where I think anywhere above 45 50 points was a good game week for everyone irrespective of the rank that they are in. And talking about the rank that they're in, Akshay, uh, I think you've been sticking with Son and Kane and also Captain Fernandez. Of course, Fernandez, I think it was his first blank away from Old Trafford in ever in the Premier League. So that is something, it had to happen sometime. Fortunately, unfortunately, we are all past it. But how do you feel about your team last week?
I mean, you can call the Bruno blank on the curse of the FPL community because this was the game week when everyone jumped on him and started captaining him. So we were talking about KDB versus Bruno, so it ended up being the battle of the blanks, and yeah, Son and Salah stealing the points. But yeah, I think I'm sticking with Son and Kane right now, although they cost a lot of money and do not allow me to get in the likes of Salah or KDB. So my first plan right now is to get Salah somehow in my team. I'm still wondering how. So I do have Mahrez on my bench, and that's where I plan to use the funds. And disappointed with Teles not really performing because we are shambles at the back, to be really honest. So we're just counting on the likes of Martial, Rashford, and Bruno to deliver the goals and get across the line. So great to have that away record, but I don't think Teles is going to stay in my team any longer. Yeah.
Oh, some pretty bold choices before we get into the game week 14. But definitely, I just look at your team and I look at Son and Kane, and I just see that one last red blob of fixtures against Leicester. So, as we've discussed 100,000 times already on this channel, that Son and Kane have actually outperformed expectations of all their managers. And once that blob goes away, I'm really keen on getting in either Kane or Aguero should he be fit, going into game week 15, 16. And like we have around 6 games in a matter of 15 to 16 days. So the festive season is here, and boy, can I not wait for it. Anand, you've also been really, really patient with Bruno and Rashford. Finally, Rashford giving you a massive haul of 14 points. I know that you have backed Bruno Fernandes as your captain for pretty long time. Of course, there would have been some, sinking feeling that okay, Rashford was in your team, gave you 2 goals. But did you ever contemplate of captaining Rashford over Fernandes in the last game week?
Definitely not before the game week, but yes, after the game week, yes, definitely yes. So, like you said, but yeah, Bruno is somebody who is the fulcrum. We've already discussed about that fulcrum for United, And Bruno alongside KDB are the set and forget players for me that I'm never gonna touch. In fact, I'm pretty happy with the team that I have. Be it Bruno, KDB, Grealish, or for that matter, even Rashford. I'm pretty happy with these guys in the midfield. Uh, my concern slightly is over Ailing, which I discussed with you even in the last podcast, because Ailing has started playing as a centre back, and I definitely did not get him for a clean sheet because I know that Leeds is not pretty good with the clean sheet, and apart from the odd clean sheets, I got an Ailing because of his attacking returns. I really fancied him because every match he used to hit a shot on target. But now he's playing as a centre back because Lorente is injured and so is Robin Koch. So because of those reasons, I do feel that Ailing has to go out. Again, Saiz is somebody who is on my bench even at 5 million. So these are the players that I'm really thinking of shipping them out. But then the plan has suddenly changed a little bit because of the blank game week that's soon to follow in game week 18 and then the double game week in 19. So we have around 4 game weeks left. So the idea will be to plan accordingly and to bring in the double game week players and also at the same time make sure that you have enough players for game week 18 because that is a blank game week.
Yeah, absolutely. And talking about problems at the back, we look at my team of 15, and I actually listened to you, Anand, last game week and banked my free transfer. Bellerin is still there. Thankfully, he's not dropped in points yet, but definitely going to ship him out from my team after Arsenal continue to drop points. And actually, I do not have any hope whatsoever. As you rightly pointed out, game week 18 and 19, a blank game week and double game week just around the corner. So, might so happen that I might plan for the double game week, and when we have the blank game week a week before, I would rather use a free hit chip and not save for it later. But given the season that we are having and the number of matches teams are missing after game week 18 and 19, if at all there's a double game week afterwards, so you always have that risk of a particular team or players that you would want to have back in your team. So yeah, pretty interesting. I have two free transfers. I'm really happy with the playing 11, which we'll talk about later. But yeah, but just for the sake of not letting that transfer go to waste and maybe ship out Bellerin and get in a cheaper defender, and also ship out most likely Ward-Prowse to get in cheaper mid like Suchek or somebody is on my cards. But really happy overall with DCL, Bamford, the mid and the defense, at least my playing 11. So yeah, one eye on the blank and double game week, absolutely. One eye on the next game week, wherein we have some really good fixtures of Leeds United and Manchester United. Akshay, I know we were talking about it's more than a rivalry; it's kind of a love story between Leeds and United. And Anand, I would also like to, take your thoughts on that. So the next game week against Leeds, the Leeds are also in form, and Akshay, like you rightly pointed out, are back for or the defense is in shambles. Right now, we are letting in goals way too easily and with mistakes. Do you think, Akshay, given your current team, are you focusing on kind of any Leeds asset or getting in a United defender against Teles? What are your thought processes going into any transfers that you might want to do? And also, what are your expectations from the Leeds and Manchester game?
So I have 2 million in the bank, and I also have two free transfers, but I have absolutely no idea what to do with them. And the plan was to get Salah in for Mahrez, but I do not have the funds for that. So in order to do that, I might have to do a -4 or -8, which I'm not ready to do right now. So the immediate thing that I'm planning to fix right now is Ryan Brewster. So he's not playing for Sheffield United, and Sheffield as a team they're struggling. So I think I'll probably replace him with a mid-priced forward. And talking about a mid-priced forward, I think Bamford is someone who has delivered for Leeds, and he's going to deliver. Like Rodrigo coming in and out of the team is not hampering him any bit. So I won't be surprised if he scores against United as well. And he's my number one target to replace Ryan Brewster, and could be someone like Wilson also, but at the moment it could be Bamford. And not sure about my Mahrez replacement, so I'm really stuck right now with my two free transfers. Yeah.
Anand, coming to you, what are your thoughts regarding transfers, and more importantly, what are your expectations from the Leeds versus Manchester game? I know FPL Jim might be listening, so this is our chance to get back at him.
United have been struggling from the set pieces, and that is not Leeds' strength. So I'll be a little shocked to see Leeds scoring from a set piece, be it a free kick or a header from a corner or a free kick again. So I'll be a little shocked more because it won't be happy news for me. And that is why I do feel that although Leeds going forward, they're awesome. They're amazing. Like Jim also said when we sat together before the season started that you guys are going to have a ball. And definitely, I love watching Leeds play. Even the last match was amazing. They just dismantled Newcastle. It's not just about one player. The entire team is playing really well, and it won't be an easy match for sure. If Leeds gets going, but I do feel that when it comes to conceding goals from open play, United have not been so bad. It is their defending during the set pieces as we have seen so far, and probably that is down to the zonal marking system that Oli has applied during corners. Because of that, probably we are struggling a little bit because even if there is Vestergaard, Harry Maguire will be stationed at one particular position. He won't move. Wouldn't ask his players that, hey, listen, I'm going to mark Vestergaard because I'm the tallest and the biggest in this team. That is something that's not happening with the United defense. Anyway, like Akshay, even I have a couple of transfers, and it was a huge dilemma last match. That should I start Mahrez or Rashford? Because that is the case that that I have five good playing midfielders and three good playing strikers, but I can only start seven of them out of those eight. So huge dilemma. Thankfully, I went with Rashford. I benched Mahrez, and this week again, even I'm thinking the same that do I remove Mahrez or and because he's just a bench fodder for me. I'm definitely going to start Rashford. But Mahrez was just a 1 week fund because Grealish blanked. So I got him in because of that. I had a couple of transfers back then as well. But right now, again, but then why do I waste a transfer? That is what I'm thinking. But then again, you have two, and you can't carry forward more than two, so you have to utilize one. So my strategy would be probably to get in a good defender like I had been like I've been thinking a lot of since the last game week. Maybe it's going to be Ailing or it's going to be Size. Um, I'm more right now. I'm more tilted towards Size at the moment, especially because Size is 5 million. I'm not certain at all. But coming back to Akshay's point as well, I do feel that Bamford might be rotated during this festive season, as will be the case with every other player because it's going to be too tight, too jam packed, and because of the winter congestion and everything, I do think that managers will be resting a lot of players, and Bamford might be rested a little bit. So Akshay and Kshitij, I would love to hear from you as well. What about Rodrigo? Although Bamford has been doing really good, but Rodrigo just stormed in last match. He gave an assist and also scored a goal. So maybe Akshay can just wrap it up, and then Kshitij can start about his opinion on Leeds United and his transfer plans.
Yeah, I think Rodrigo is an interesting pick, but you spoke about Bamford being uncertain and him being rotated, but I think Rodrigo is more at risk right now, and Bamford's form is something that has impressed Bielsa, so he's the number one striker right now, and Rodrigo is more of a supporter. Plus, Rodrigo is not back into full fitness after having recovered from COVID, so he needs that game time, and I think this festive period is a good spell for him to build that fitness. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. But yeah, Anand, definitely. I know how hard you've backed Rodrigo to give returns and points in last game week. He absolutely, dismantled Newcastle with that assist and the goal. But coming on to the Leeds and United affair, before that, I just want to, drop my 2 cents over your transfer plan size, and actually thank Anand for making me hold my free transfer, because instead of Bellerin, I was about to get Diaz and Cancelo, where Diaz scored an own goal and Cancelo gave 1 point. But yeah, before I say anything about Leeds and Manchester, I would like to actually know your thoughts about what happened. What did West Brom do with Slaven Village? Anand, I for one did not get why would you fire a manager like Billet? But I've read news that the board had already made up their mind before
Yeah,
the game or something like that. But hats off to him. What
yes,
a man, that coming to
yeah.
play one of the toughest fixtures of his uh, kind of for his team, facing a team like Manchester City and taking a point away from them. So Anand, what are your thoughts about what West Brom are going to do with their squad?
Like you said, Kshitij, it was an ongoing saga. It actually started during the transfer window. Did ask for a few players, but this season, if you followed West Brom, all they did was just managed all their loan deals and converted them to permanent signings. But Village wanted something else as well. Apart from that, it was a sale of Hegazi. Just on the last day, Hegazi was sold to some Arab club, and Village just was fuming because of that. And every match conference, he came and he spoke something about the scenario that it is very difficult to work with the situation that he's under, and it was directly a dig at the owners, and everybody was noting this thing. So this was happening, not and like it was a 1-1 draw. Who would fire their manager if you are kind of if you're drawing with the best team in the Premier League? Who would do that? But it like you as well, like you said as well, it was an ongoing saga, and it was just waiting for to happen. But that is the life of a manager. Well, one of the most cruel lives in this world. The job of a manager is not at all secure. That's how the maths is. But Billis is a top manager and a top manager from a long time. Uh, I don't know if you remember this or not, but in Euros some years back, Bilic it was Bilic's Croatia versus England, and he eliminated England, and England did not even go to the final rounds. They were knocked out from the qualifying rounds, and some years later he came to West Ham, and he started rolling the ball with the likes of Pai in his team. And Pai was an outstanding player. What a player he was! And Bilic he started building something, but he wanted more from his owners. He wanted more, and that's how it is. At the end of the day, uh, no matter how much we love these football clubs, they are businesses as well, and owners do have some point of view regarding the P&L sheet, which is the profit and loss sheets and all, and they do make decisions based on that sometimes. So anyway, Akshay, anything else you would like to add? And then quickly, Shetil is waiting because we haven't heard his transfer plans at all. Like really, really waiting to hear his transfer plans.
I actually have made none. This is the team that will play for me if I go ahead and make no transfers. Looks like a very good team, but this does not show my bench, right? But my bench has Bellerin, Brewster, and Mitchell. So that is where my actual problems lie. And I, for one, I really want to start saving up money for next game week or next to next game week when Kane, Tottenham's fixtures turn or Aguero is deemed fit, because those are the players that I want really to, aim and get in my team. Like me and Akshay were discussing off the camera as well that I don't have KDB, and for the last 3 weeks or like 2 weeks I've been my luck is such that he's not been returning. He's been returning only 4 points or blanks or something like that. But I definitely do think that my luck is going to run out if I don't get a City asset. I've tried my hand with Sterling, didn't pay off. I would have to make some tweaks and adjustments to either get KDB or Aguero or Kane. These are the transfers or I feel assets that at least I'm looking for in the near future. And yeah, again, as I said, one eye on the double game week, where coincidentally you talked about Village and West Ham. West Ham do have the best fixtures of the double game week. It's going to be a ruckus. All I'm happy about is that Tottenham's fixtures are about to change. Might just as well leave the captain's armband at either Son or Bruno, uh, or Salah for that matter, for the next 3-4 game weeks till the blank game week or double game week turn up. But really very excited to watch the next game where Leeds face off against United. great form that Leeds is in, that we've already discussed. United looking a little bit shaky, but definitely United's win is on the cards, and then a banter is on with Jim on Twitter. But yeah, Anand, looking at your team, I see that you haven't really made any transfers as of yet. So do you, like we've already spoken about, we all I think have two free transfers and a lot of money in the bank. Are you looking at any asset?
Really tough times because, especially because there is this rumor going on that in game week 18, United might have a match. So, and this rumor is from the Twitter handle of Ben Crellin. So earlier, when Ben Crellin, when he came out with with fixtures of the blank game week 18 and the double game week 19, he had mentioned that United will have a blank in game week 18. But now suddenly he has started coming up with this news that United might have a match in game week say 18. So earlier the plan was always to triple up on United, triple up on City, and triple up on Villa before the blank and the double game week comes. That was always the plan. But then now suddenly the plan got a little bit shaken up because if United has a blank in game week 18, I'm right now having two players from that team, and uh, thankfully Rashford returned, and it's like a huge problem now because I was thinking of shipping him out for Son because they are pretty much similar, the same value. Rashford is 9.4 while Son is 9.6. So that was sort of the plan. Also because Son and Tottenham, they have a fixture in blank game week 18, so it is a little tricky. And that is why I'm gonna go a little bit safe, and I'll just let my forwards and my midfield remain the same because I like I said sometime maybe in the last podcast that I like to enjoy watching my players, and the midfield and the strikers that I have, be it Ings, Watkins, Bamford, De Bruyne, Fernandes, Grealish, Rashford. I really enjoy watching them play, and because of that reason, I'm just gonna hold them, and I'm not gonna use both my transfers. I'm just gonna use one of my transfers. And like I said, I'm definitely will keep an eye on Ben Crillins. I'm gonna stalk him to stalk him 24/7 and just see if United sneak in a fixture in game week 18. So yeah, I just simply probably remove Ailing and yeah, but Ailing's replacement can be Dallas, but then there's a blank in 18. So I might go for surprise defender um, in regular, maybe. I really like him going forward at least. So I might get him in. Or again, like we were discussing, with you as well in the last game week, that City defenders are quite risky. But Cancelo started, you know. So Cancelo and Ruben Dias, both of them started. Everybody is shipping, but these two are kind of pretty much constant in that team. So I might bring in one of those players again because is City is playing the double game week as well as the blank game week. Yeah, so that would be my plan.
Great strategy. And now, actually, coming to the Richie Rich in terms of the money in the bank and transfers in hand. Akshay, 2 million in the bank, two free transfers. What are you going to do with your team? Like Telles, you've already spoken about. Brewster, you've already spoken about. Do you have any set replacements for these guys, or are you still tinkering around?
So my bench right now is Justin and followed by Rian Brewster. So that is something that I have to fix, and I do not plan on starting Suchek this week. Although Mahrez not featuring in the previous game gives me a hope that he does start the Southampton game. So planning to hold that for right now and take it on from there. So Suchek is someone I'll probably bench, and Rian Brewster is going to be replaced with a mid-price forward as I spoke about. I'll not just get in Bamford because getting him in against United and then hoping for a goal and not hoping for one, so I don't want to be there. So it's better to bring someone else in and maybe bring Bamford in later on. But yeah, that's the plan right now. And tell us, let's see, let's see. I'm not still not decided yet.
So, do we have any news that Telles will definitely start the next game, or Luke Shaw or Brandon Williams might come in?
I personally think Luke Shaw will because we will probably shuffle the pack and Telles is not ready to start two games in what 3-4 days. So and Leeds, that will be a very high intensity game. So I expect Luke Shaw to start there, and yeah, that's where Telles is concerned.
Great plans, and hopefully arrows are green as always. But before we end, I again a question that all of us would really actually want to know. Anand, I'd start off with you. The biggest question of every game week: who will be your captain?
Will be again between Kevin De Bruyne and Bruno Fernandes. They are the talisman. I feel they are the best players in the league. So I heard a few weeks back De Bruyne saying that when Bruno plays, it feels like he is playing in the garden. So that is how highly he rates Bruno. And what he actually means is that these players they don't need anybody else. They can create on their own, and I really like that bit about them. And both got really good fixtures. Both
Yep.
Leeds and both Southampton play a really high back line, and that is a reality. Both play such a high back line that it's such a tempting fixtures for both the players to captain. And although I do feel that Southampton are a little bit tricky, a little bit more trickier than Leeds. Leeds do not play dirty at all. Whatever their image was under Don Revy. So under Don Revy, the manager in past years had an image that Leeds would play dirty and all, but they play beautiful football. They don't run. They don't go like how Southampton go for the tackles. Southampton wants to break the game, and if it comes at a cost of a foul, be it. They just want to break the game and then again start from there. And that is why I feel that all the City will enjoy, but it's not gonna be easy for them. And I'm backing Bruno again, once again, yeah. Or
Hopefully,
any other choice.
both KDB and Bruno don't blank 2 game weeks in a row. Akshay, who will be your pick?
Currently on Bruno, but I might do a cheeky punt on Mahrez. Who knows?
Even I am actually confused between Bruno and Son as well. I mean, as much as I do not want to captain Son, but the form that he is in, even losing 2-1 to Liverpool, he did end up scoring the goal. And for a change, Kane did not actually give him the assist. So I think that's that, boys. A lot of games are coming. Like we said, 6 games in the next 15 days. The festive period is here. Christmas is just around the corner. And yeah, as always, I mean, for to all of our listeners, thank you so much for supporting us. And please give this video a like, subscribe to our channel if you feel that we bring quality content. The link to yet another FPL 5 side is in the description. Go ahead and follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We hope that you've enjoyed this episode with us. Thank you and have a good one. And as always, may the arrows be green.